Shalom! Welcome to Biat Baruch Tikva. Biat Baruch Tikva is a messianic gathering place, a messianic assembly here in Sydney, Ohio. Biat Baruch Tikva is a very special place. We're not in the norm. We're outside the box a little bit. Biat Baruch Tikva is a place where you can come and you can study and you can reason with other believers and understand, come to a fuller understanding of what the Word really says. What can a believer hear at Biat Baruch Tikva? The believer that comes to Biat Baruch Tikva hears the voice of Torah speaking to them through all the ages. They hear the voice of the commandments which say, you can or you cannot. And the believer hears the voice of all the great prophets who spoke over the years and ages to the millions about justice and righteousness. The believer hears the wise words of Proverbs to help the believer live his life daily. The believer hears the encouraging words of the psalmist to help him come closer and to praise Yahweh. The believer hears the voice of the Messiah and his gentle kindness. He feels the presence of the Ruach HaKodesh as smoke in the temple. The believer hears the history of the early believers and their struggles. The believer hears the guidance of Rabbi Shaul and Kepha and others to help him live his life and be stronger. The believer hears the voice of Yeshua the Mashiach through Yochanan the Revelator, encourage him to stand until the end. The believer hears the words that we read at the end of every book of Torah. He hears the words, be strong, and let us be strengthened. We come together on the Sabbath every week at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We don't come together in a normal way. We gather in, the shofars are sounded, the opening prayer is said, the readings occur, and then we go into our study time. We take the Torah portion and we pick pieces of the Torah portion and we have open discussion. Every believer can comment as they feel will. They can comment freely. They can give their thoughts. They can give what the Ruach has put upon them that day. And we all share together. This is called coming together to reason. We believe this is what Rabbi Shaul was talking about. We come together to reason the Word, and we all leave enriched with each other's thoughts and with the Word in our hearts each day. We meet like I said, we meet each week on Sabbath, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We meet the very first Shabbat. That's Friday evening. And we meet about a half hour before sunset. We light the candles and we come together for a time of challah bread and grape juice. And we share and we have fellowship that evening. And then, of course, we come back the next day at 2 o'clock, just like normal. And we sound the shofars, and we openly sound the shofars in our neighborhood as a calling to gather in to hear the Word. We invite you to come to any of our services. We are open to anyone who wants to come through the doors. In the name of Yeshua Mashiach, we invite you. Amen.